Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to my world. This is where I find myself for many hours editing, writing, and it's a lot. It's a lot of work. You got to be very cerebral, and I do everything on my own. But when I surf the internet, it's not that I'm surfing just to surf and just look for any old thing. I look for stories that I can kind of find an edge to it, a lesson in it, or something to make you think. And I have to say, more and more, it's getting harder to find stuff like this, because just like they have the term AI slop, in the black community, there's a lot of slop. There's a lot of stuff out here that, like I'm looking here now, right? I put in, just for the heck of it, right? I wanted to see what's out there as far as what they call black celebrity news. I can't do it. I can't do it. Every now and then I'll talk about a celebrity, but it's gotta be something that I can pull something out of that makes sense. I just can't get caught up in that slop. And who made these people celebrities? I mean, so look, I'm gonna sound like an old man. I guess I'm getting to that old man phase, right? What time? This is what, March 31st? Ooh, so the first is April 1st, that's Wednesday. The next Wednesday is when I turn 63. So I got like 8 more days, 7 more days until I hit that number. For some reason, that number to me is like a new level, you know? I don't know. Let's see when I get there. But I see BET.com on top of the list, Boss-Up, Essence.com, Ebony Magazine, Atlanta Black Star, The Shade Room, Urban Bell Magazine, and they all have the same stuff. I mean, it's usually some decadent foolishness. Your EUR Web, yourweb.com. The Griot is up there. It's supposed to be for news, but they got their foot in that world. Then they have YouTube Black Celeb News. I never saw that page before. But it's like throwing away leftovers and going back in the garbage can and eating it up again. Everybody's sleeping with everybody. You have certain people who are talented, but that's like a dime a dozen. Nobody's really talking any sense. And our youth, they're following behind this stuff. They want to be there. They want to go there. They want to be the next star. What does that mean? It's paper thin. Doesn't mean anything. That machine sucks you up, spits you out, uses you, and you don't know what happened. You're like, wait a second. I thought I was this. I've seen it too many times. But like I was beginning to say, back in the day, real stars that had real talent, they lasted. Everybody had their shelf life, right? Nobody's gonna stay on top all the time. You get tired of it, you get older, you wanna relax from that whole thing, I understand that, but they lasted so much longer. In the comment section, give me a celebrity from back in the day that had longevity. Most of them did. Very few now do, unless they're chosen in the wicked system of the entertainment industry. And God knows, what did they have to do to get to that point? Like, what did they really have to do? We hear all of this stuff, right? And I know it's got to be something wicked, right? We hear all of this stuff about Illuminati and taking vows and sacrificing a member of your family, having sex with all of these different people who are in charge. These old white dudes who, you know, and they videotape and make sure you don't break the oath or they're gonna leak the tape. And we hear all of this stuff, but there's gotta be something to it. Because there are so many talented people out there that have sense. They have good morals, but it doesn't seem like they make it. They may act like, the ones who are up there may act like that for a time until the mask falls off. And it just feels so paper thin. It feels so manufactured. Even music back in the day lasted. If the people wanted to play it, they would call the radio station. I don't care what, I don't want to hear this. Let me be your rocking chair. Rock me everywhere. Let's get it on. Come to me, baby. Woo, let me be your... That song lasted a long time on the radio because people demanded it. Now it's different now. What's on the radio, what's on television, for those who still watch television, right? Or Netflix, whatever, it's telling you what to think. It's telling you how to live. It's influencing you on a downgraded level. And now with so many independent people that can create stuff and put it up on social media, there are some good ones. There's some good ones that make you think. But for the most part, it's just shake your butt, or how many women you can have, or who's down low and sleeping with some woman's husband. There's got to be a bottom to this. It can't just keep on going down. But yet and still, they won't put their women out. The small hats that run the entertainment industry, they run it. They're back there pulling the strings. Let's give more filth. Because it's life imitating art. And we're imitating, and that's not art. That's life imitating filth. Really and truly. You know how many black men I know? I'm not saying just black men, but I'm focusing on them, who deep down feel like it's a good thing to be a pimp. And I don't mean just a pimp like I'm gonna go out there and put women on the street and make them make money for me and beat them if they don't give me the money. No, not that, but the mentality. Like I'm pimping. But then these same guys will get up in front of something legit and speak so decent. But then behind closed doors, I've known guys like this. And it's not judging because you already know what it is. I'm assessing, an assessment. Judging is when you don't know. Look how degraded we have become, men and women. And I mean, even on Facebook, to pick one, because that's kind of like on the upswing now as a social media platform, because they're catering to the narrow, short videos and not really doing long form. You can put your long form up there, but it may not go as good. People want that instant gratification. TikTok does it, Instagram does it, Facebook does it, YouTube has it. And that's taking our attention span away, and we're getting blasted. It's like a sugar blast. Sugar's sweet. Sugar gives you energy. Sugar gets you hyped. But it messes up your kidneys. It messes up your pancreas. It messes up your sugar balance in your brain and your hormones. So you get the rush, but when you come down off that rush, you want more. And that's what's happening with our younger children now, because they're born into this. And they're learning things they should not learn. Not this early. No. Like, okay, there's a time and place for everything to learn things about life and to be emotionally mature, to deal with sexuality and certain things. I mean, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving because you know what it stands for with our people, right? But let's just say those who make the Thanksgiving dinner, or a dinner where you have family coming over, you don't prepare the salad at the same time you throw the turkey in and put salad dressing on it, because it's going to be too mushy. There's a time and place for everything. The right timing. And when it's the right timing, you don't show them filth. It's exciting when you're young and you're finally seeing what you want to see. But the framework that is presented in is wrong, because you get older and you're still off the chain. And look at how things are when you see how we're acting now, these spring breaks and these clubs and these nightclubs. You might as well show up naked. Is that the only power that you feel that you have? It's just sex? And these guys running after these women because they're walking around with their asses out. Ooh, was I supposed to say that? Excuse me. Yeah. The female form is very attractive to a straight male. And I had to put that in there because, you know, we got all kind of people walking around here on shaky ground. But that has to be put into a certain context. The respect for womanhood, the respect of the character of that woman, not just strip away. I don't care about the character. I don't care how responsible they are. I don't care if they want to have kids and raise decent kids. I just want to get on that backside. I just want to get that thing. And lots of times that's the only judging criteria that you use when choosing a woman. And now you're not getting along. You got a slew of babies. And you realize you made a big mistake, all because of something you saw and your loins told you, go jump on that. And it's okay. And you know why many of us think it's okay? Because in America, things were more decent at one point, but on a lower level, if you really think about it, it was always okay. Now, I'm not trying to knock the elders who came a few generations ahead of me who were decent and raised families and responsible. But when you look at the psyche, when you look at slavery, that the more we bred with those other women who were enslaved, and here I am as a man, I might be 6'8", 350 pounds and no body fat. Well, they want more of that particular one that they call a slave. So go on out there, spray all the women up, get them all pregnant because you're property and we're going to profit from you. We're going to make money when we sell those babies years from now or from young. Now look at the father. This child's going to be a good worker. He's going to be big and strong for you. So us not having any restraint on a sexual level was always profitable to that system, that slave master. So now look at it this way. In 2026 and 2016, 2006, all the time coming up, it was profitable for us to get women pregnant and leave them. Oh, how is it profitable, Scurv? Well, you got child support. If you don't pay your child support, you end up in prison. And everybody's making money off of you while you're locked up. If you're doing some type of prison labor, it's pennies on the dollar. But they make profit, the companies make profit off of your cheap labor. You make more babies, you come out, you're glad to be out. You did a prison sentence. Not that all of us go to prison. And what are you looking for? You're looking for some tail. And you don't care because you've been suffering. And you're going to owe all this child support. If that don't get you the things that you're doing because you don't have a clean record, the trap that gets you, like it's profitable to the system for you to go to prison. It's profitable to the system for those the companies that do business with prisons for the food and this chemical juice and all of these things, the drugs, the drug companies, but you're not getting any of that profit. Now, would you want to go to prison to get profit like that? No. But I'm going to tell you, if you're listening and this is how you live, I'm going to say it this way, and I don't care who gets mad. You stupid. You stupid. Then you cut the TV on or look in your phone and you got this gangster rap. You don't feel you're anything because you can't do anything with yourself because you got a bad record. The environment you came up in, it's nothing going for it, but you want that new car that's up on the billboard. Got a pretty girl too, nice hips and everything. Oh, if I get the car, I get a woman like that. So you do anything for that car. You do anything for that cash. And the so-called culture that's in your brain and constantly bombarding your brain. Let me tell you something. Last month made 25 years that I've been on social media. 25 full years. And if you know me for a long time, you know I've been banging out content. YouTube just chose to take down a couple years worth of stuff. You know, some stuff fades away, but I've been here, right? Always been here. And I'll say, in this present day and age, there's so much more bombarding your brain. Sometimes it makes my head hurt. I mean, my phone, boom, 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 excuse me. But I had to cut my phone off. When I do videos, I have to cut my phone off because it's just one thing after the other. Messages that I'm supposed to get or something that's not stupid, I miss them sometime, and I gotta constantly check. So what if I couldn't compartmentalize my life and say, okay, today I'm backing away from this phone. Like tomorrow, it's gonna be less phone for me. I'll have it with me. I'll make the calls to the people I have to make the calls to, but it's not gonna just overtake my brain because, see, this also makes you not understand the passage of time. Okay, time is very much a real thing on this level of existence, but to me, time is fake, right? But we have to know and go by the measurement of the watch to say, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna meet you at 3 o'clock, so we both meet there at the same time. But other than that, time flows. There is no time. I'm not sitting here, I'm gonna be 63 years old next week. And so I got people say, well, you know, it's just I'm getting older. And they're younger than me, a few years, and aches and pains, and my mind is kind of slipping. Why? Who told you that? Who told you that? We're all part of nature. We're gonna go and transition out of the body sooner or later. But why are you calling these things on? Who put this in your head? I'll throw hands with and still hold my own at this age. I still got good balance and I'll ride my unicycle and do whatever. I'm not thinking, I'm just, no. And that translates into your energy and how you look the same way when you absorb this stuff and you think that you can only be a pimp, a player, a thug, or whatever. And of course, they've convinced most of our men to try out same-sex stuff. Yeah. They keep pushing this and pushing. But them small hats, they don't push that on themselves. And a lot of them are doing all kind of things too. Trust and believe. I know this for a fact. When I start telling certain stories, I'm gonna tell you some stories of what I know. And I don't care who doesn't like it. But this whole thing has taken effect in the desired effect of what they wanted to start or manifest back in the late 80s and early 90s with our music and the children. They took their time. And we don't realize how fast time goes. Really and truly. Let's just say 1990, like I always say, when the decision was made to hijack rap music, black entertainment and stuff. That's 36 years ago. How many people do you know that have been influenced by the music and the so-called hijacked culture that are not even here anymore? Let's just pick names. Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G., Tupac. They never saw the year 2000. 1996 and 1997, gone. They didn't see, but they had them doing things undercover. Like the whole thing with the Notorious B.I.G. when he was in the bed, I don't know if it's a transsexual or transvestite. You all must have heard about that. And there was the other video where they did where this woman was at a urinal, but it wasn't a woman. I don't know what it was, but they started to subtly push things. Even that Flavor in Your Ear video with LL Cool J. And what looks to be a woman in the middle, a mini skirt behind him, dancing, but it wasn't. It was that man thing. I don't know what was between his legs, but I don't know. Hormoned up, cut the penis off, I don't know. What did he start? When he started rapping, what did he say? He, she? Yeah, he, she? Did you pull that out your head out of nowhere? No, they probably told you to say that. That's subconscious, man. And back from the neighborhood, back in the day, look, we know about Eddie Murphy, who, and I'm not just trying to make it about this type of stuff. I just want to say some things, because this is freestyle. And I'm going to do more of these. If you like it, let me know. I'll do it. Give me some things to talk about. We'll do it. But Eddie Murphy back in the day, when he was on Saturday Night Live, before he was famous, right? He was known to go down and pick up he, she's, and dresses. Pick them up, drive off, do whatever. So it shouldn't be a shock now in the present day. Well, people are over that. The world's different now. They accept any old thing, right? But LL Cool J, I heard back in Queens that he entertain certain things that he doesn't portray right now, but he was down with all of that stuff. It's funny because I don't know why I'm going off into this. I'm just free flowing. You know, we're just hanging out right now. This is not a rigid topic or whatever. I'm going to go to bed soon. I'm going to do some things soon online until I start nodding. And then, you know, we'll call it a day. But the rain came down so hard. I would have had some more stuff out early, but it was too much. I was going to go outside. Rain was bad rain, heavy. Woo! But anyway, I had this radio scanner. You all know about that. I told you about the radio scanner that I had no cutouts in it. That can pick up all of the phone frequencies. Back in the day when it wasn't digital, it was analog phone frequencies, okay? So you had a Southwestern Bell not cell phone, but a cordless phone. The handset broadcast in 46 megahertz and the base was 49 megahertz. You could pick up both sides. So if you live next door, 2 doors down, even way down at the end of the block, it'd be a little more faint, but I'd pick it up and I could hear both sides of the conversation. I was like that. I'm sorry, right? Maybe it wasn't ethical or morally proper, but I think it was juicy. So anyway, I heard it was scanning the phone frequencies, and when somebody picks up the phone, I said, man, this is pretty loud signal. This is somebody close by. It was a gay dude who lived on the other block. I was 134th Street. He was 135th Street. He lived with his mother. He was grown, a little older than me. So he starts talking. So he's speaking about people locally that were locally famous. And I remember him saying that about LL Cool J. Like, oh, we already know about LL Cool J. And I was like, oh, damn. And this was another gay dude he was talking. They were just having a regular conversation. They actually blew up some people in the neighborhood too. You know, I don't know who's going to see this video, but I know, you know, he's naming names on some tough guys that were out there in the streets slinging, how they used to come after a hard day of selling their stuff and get serviced. Like, there's layers and layers and layers of decadence, and decadence is in many different communities. But when are we going to start to focus on, take some of the time and try to think straight? But we're not thinking straight right now. We got so much bombarding our brain and pleasure-oriented. We don't want to sacrifice. I'm not saying to put yourself in a place of pain, but sacrifice for many is pain because there's no immediate gratification coming from the sacrifice because they just can't conceptualize that down the road there's a bigger reward, right? I want to build communication. I want my grandkids and great-grandkids to see the stuff that I put up. Oh, that's great-granddaddy Lance. Oh, yeah, Scurv. I'm so proud to be a Scurv. He said that. So they'll know me even though I may be gone. That's how it started out. You know what I mean? So we just got to get our heads on straight. But I think, like I say before, I'm not a doomsayer. Most of us are not going to make it. We're too far gone. We're too far gone. We've absorbed this poison and we feel it's something good for us, and it's taken us down into a place of doom. And it's not good. It never will be good. When you have children that are born into decadence in a certain mindset that before we had parents and community, even if you came from a single parent household. I came from having my mother and my father, but you know, my mother and father were fathers and mothers to different children. We filled in for each other. And I saw this, you know, if there was a certain kid in the neighborhood who didn't have enough money to buy certain things for school, my mother might go on to the store when she's shopping for me, when I was much younger, and she'd take a walk down the block and give that kid what he needed. And that same kid might get something else from somebody else, and it was hush hush. It was, oh, look what I did for your son. Look what I did, whatever. And people were grateful. Community. We don't have that anymore. It doesn't mean you have to live right next door to somebody to call yourself community. I'm still part of the community of my people in America. I'm part of the community here. I'm a new addition, but I've been accepted for who I am. And what's helped is that people can see me here doing my thing online. They say, oh, I saw your video. I like what you said. You know what I mean? That helps to accelerate certain things. So what happened to feeling as though we have a responsibility for each other and to look out for each other? Now it's, oh, I got mine. I don't care. You go and get yours. I don't care. That's the way it is. You help somebody out these days and loan them some money, but they know they got to pay it back. I ain't paying you shit. Oh, really? Don't come no more. That'll come back and visit you. You better be careful. Unless you give it, right? We're all screwed up with each other, and then we wonder why we're not getting anywhere as a people, and we wonder why we're at the bottom of the rung. And yes, there's some people out here who have the same DNA, who look like us, who are doing extremely well because they're brilliant, they were raised right, whatever, but I'm looking at the weakest link on the chain. We have to look at the weakest link on the chain, because that weak link is part of our chain. When there's some tension put on the chain, that part of the chain will break. So we know we have strong links in the chain of our hopeful community, but what about those who are so weak and don't even realize how to start, how to improve their lives, but they're sucking up celebrity gossip sites. There are women on Facebook talking about how good they can suck things. That's all they talk about. That's all they talk about. Just the butt, shaking the butt. That's all. So how do you expect people to look at us? How do you expect your own children to look at you? Mothers, you got sons. They're going to see this stuff. You don't care. Lots of times you have some grown woman shaking up her behind, and there's a kid walking in the back. Not just, this is a lifestyle for him. Oh, I see my mama doing that all the time. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And what's normalcy for you is what you're going to go out there and look for. Because if your mom is shaking her behind like that for the world to see, and that's normalcy for you, well, that's what you're going to look for. Because we go back to what we had at home. If your father is beating down your mother and you're a young girl, hopefully you won't go for that, but that feels normal to you until you go to the next friend's house and say, wow, her father treats the mother with respect. He's in by a certain time. He's not coming in drunk. He doesn't even drink. There's no drinks in the house. They discuss things. They have dinner around the table. Accountability. They like that. So when we see these people now in this day and age who just shoot and kill people with no problem, who want to hurt themselves through substances and drugs and nodding out and they're just gone. We got to back engineer and see how this thing started. When did it become acceptable? That little alarm that's supposed to go off in your head. I know I had it. From my mother and my father telling me different things that are right and things that are wrong. And my father showing me stuff, because he's a man, he's going to take me places more so than my mother. She's protected. She knew the deal about life, but no, this is the man's job. Father, and I've said this story many a times. My father took me to the gambling spots and showed me what was going on. He took me to the abandoned buildings where the guys were sitting by a big container with the fires, wintertime, and they're out there shooting up drugs in their arm. Now looking back, I know he must have slipped them a few dollars and told them to tell me how harsh it was, like scared straight. But my father never had a problem with me or thought that way, like my son's going to be a problem, right? But he showed me everything. And like I said, he showed me where the whorehouses were. And I was young and I'm like, I kind of like the way they look, but I'm hetero, so, I'm young, right? But I knew the deal about life. So it didn't intrigue me. He showed me. If you try to, look, we all know that child or family that have children that were raised so strict. They couldn't do nothing. Now we know what happens when they got of age. Well, guess what? They went buck wild. Maybe not all of them, but that's a recipe for disaster. It's like the preacher's daughter, that she's supposed to uphold the standard of, being so holy and whatever have you. Growing up, You know how many preachers' daughters that I knew? And I'll just say it like that, that I knew them. You know what I'm talking about. I wasn't predatory toward them, but they always came my way because I would always, come on, let's go. So you have to dig below and see below what's behind these things. And I think, like I've said it before, the enemy with us is winning. You can put on all the nice designer clothes you want. You can buy the luxury cars. You can have money legit or illegit. It doesn't change your heart. It doesn't change your pedigree. We got to peel all that stuff away and get back to the basics. Get back to the love. Get back to the community. Get back to looking out for each other, because really and truly, we have no friends. Isn't it something that when they took that vote in the UN, in Argentina, United States, and Israel voted against considering the European slave trade? I'm not just going to say Atlantic slave trade, because it was those folks that benefited from it. And many of the small hats, yes, who benefited from it, but they don't want to admit that it was the worst thing that happened in human recorded history. But they are the ones that benefited from it. But yet and still, with this war that Trump started by picking on Iran, and I don't feel bad for America as far as the system's concerned. I feel bad for the people who are suffering off of that dumb behind decision, doing this thing for Netanyahu, all because, as it's rumored, that he has something over Trump with the Epstein files. So he better do something or he's going to get exposed. But guess what? You vote against that, but look who's on the front line of the war. Now that they're sending ground troops out there, who is it that's going to be on the front line? But you want to use their bodies for that, but you can't acknowledge what happened to us in our lineage for reparations. Yes, everybody else gets it. Israel gets all these billions. Hell, America got up and fighting a war for Israel. But they won't acknowledge us. But our bodies are going out there, hopefully not to die, but we know that bad things happen in situations like this. Two-faced people. And so many people run behind them, loving them up. And again, they run the entertainment industry and they put us out there like minstrels and whores and pimps and thugs. They put us out there like that, but we're supposed to support them? Coming down to different countries here in Africa, asking for support. Why? You want to build a base so when you start getting your butt kicked, they start throwing bombs this way? No way. No way. Greed, 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 power, hungry status. I'm gonna talk about that tonight. I think I said enough. I got some work to do. I got a lot of editing to do. I'm gonna play some music and go back. You know, I don't live in the past, but I want to play some old 1970s music, some jazz and some R&B, and think about growing up and all the fun that I've had. And, you know, it's sweet. You know, it's sweet, sweet life. I had a sweet life. I had some obstacles now, right? But when I look back at it compared to today, I thank the Creator for the sweet life that He has given me and bringing me so far. Because really and truly, what they have for us, their plan, the enemy's plan that they have for us, is not good. So since I'm here still standing strong, still coherent with a healthy mind and a healthy body, let me shine out the good energy. But I'm going to talk the real stuff. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm getting into that phase. Something's going to happen. When I turn 63, if the Creator allows me, something's going to happen in my brain. I'm just going to start coming out, because I don't care. I got to tell the truth. Who knows how much time I have left? You know what I mean? I got nothing to lose. Look for that version of Scurv. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. But anyway, much love to you all. On to the next one. Peace out. And thank you for listening to my rant. It's always a pleasure. Peace. Salute. And that kiss is for the ladies, okay? Don't get it twisted. Ain't no rainbows over here. Bye-bye.